Hello, are you able to get me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can get you loud and clear. You're live right now on Joy FM.
Awesome.
And we're just talking about your new song. I should make mention, that's an amazing piece. We've been playing it for a while now, and the feedback is amazing. Happy Youth Day to you. I don't know what you're up to, but tell us, what are you up to today?
Happy Youth Day to you and all the listeners and all the youth listening. I'm in the studio, actually.
Okay.
For me, it's sort of another work day. Every day is kind of like a Monday for me. But obviously, it's an incredible day. It's an incredible week. You know, it's marked 1 week since the release of Lost with Adekunle Gold, and I'm super excited. You know, I've never said this before, but I honestly feel like Lost is my best song so far.
Okay.
For many different reasons. And I'm so excited to see, you know, what the world is going to think and how they're going to react. And already in the first 7 days, the love has been overwhelming. And I'm so grateful for everyone who's listened to it, who's commented on social media, who's shared it, who's messaged me, who's supporting it on radio like yourself. So feeling a lot of gratitude right now.
Yeah, so maybe tell us the backstory about the song. What inspired? I feel like it's a personal song. It's very interesting though. Without someone is lost. What inspired the song?
So actually, Adekunle wrote it and sent the vocals to me after he had written it. And I believe that his inspiration was obviously personal. I think it really had to be for it to come out so authentically true and beautiful. Anyway, about 3 years ago, I remixed a song of his called Ire. And after the remix was done and out, I told him, bro, I would love to work on a collaboration with you. Now, Adekunle Gold is a big African musician and one of the biggest, you know, with over 6 million followers on Instagram. I knew that it was not going to be a simple walk in the park or, you know, a simple collaboration to set up. So I mentioned it to him. I guess he heard what I said. But about a year passed, and one random morning he calls me. He's like, bro, I have these vocals. I have this a cappella, and I want to know whether you're interested in making this a house track. And I was like, even before I heard it, I was like, yes. And then...
oh, my. Yeah.
And then when I finally heard the vocals, I'm like, man, this is beautiful. And what I did was I took my time.
Yeah.
So I created about 5, 6 different versions with different music. So I was like reharmonizing the song. And eventually this last version, which is the version that came out, is the one that stuck. And of course, we went through the whole process of getting the business affairs in order, the right label, all that kind of stuff. But it's finally out, and it's been years in the making.
Okay, interesting. So the other thing I'd like to find out is, you know, every time I get to talk about El Mukuka right here on Joy FM and I play one of your songs, there's always a message that's going to pop up. People still ask, is he born and bred Zambian? Because some people feel like you're ahead of your time in Zambia. Yeah. I don't know if you get that a lot.
No, I do. You know, and it's a little sad, to be honest. I think it's a little sad to feel like a black sheep, to feel like an outsider in your own country. So for those people who don't know the full story, I was born in Zambia. I was raised in Zambia. I left to study music at the age of 19, and I left for just a few years. I went to the States. I went to an amazing music school, but it was also very expensive, so I couldn't afford to finish. I dropped out. I came back to Zambia. I was a sales agent for a couple of things, you know, trying to get by as my music was being worked on. And in 2016, things took off with my song Bottle of Loneliness, and I was able to go full-time into music. And ever since then, I've just been building my brand. So there are a lot of people who look at me, you know, they see this colored guy, or they look at my music and it's house, it's got this international touch, and they like to think that I'm not Zambian. I am 100% Zambian, born and bred. You know, it doesn't get more Zambian than I am. You know, like I still live here. I'm doing this interview from Zambia, from my studio within Zambia. So I think anything further than that is just people who are trying to throw shade, you know, haters. And haters always going to see that. And I feel like the more you do in life, the more haters you attract. So that's the formula.
True that, true that. What are we expecting this year, 2021? I know this is just a new song, but do we expect you maybe working more with your local people? I know you have been working with James Sakala. I checked out one of the songs that you did with Ebo Chungu and other few artists as well. Do we expect more of you doing that, or maybe you just want to go outside more?
So there are a couple of Zambian artists who I really like to work with. And the reason I like to work with them is because I'm making music at the end of the day, and I also have a specific sound and vision as an artist. And these artists fit in line with my sound, Like, I don't do rap music, so it wouldn't make sense for me to collaborate with a rapper. But I do house music. And if you look at house music around the world, it works well, it gels well with first of all, singers, but singers from different backgrounds. So James Sakala, one of my favorite Zambian musicians, a Kalindula musician. But when you mix Kalindula and house music, you get something special. In fact, that's what you get with the Mukuka brand. I'm all about mixing Western vibes with African vibes, and Lost does exactly that. Another singer I love to work with is Morocco. Then I work with a bunch of instrumentalists. I work with the instrumentalists from Crazy Fish, Pompey and Abel Chungu's band. I work with David Andish, Sir Jones, who are probably the two best guitarists we have in this country. They're legends. And of course, one of my best friends, Abel Chungu. We did a song a few years ago, and now we are in the studio working on another collaboration to come out for either later this year or next year. So there will definitely be some more interaction and collaboration with Zambian artists. And there are a few new names, or rather new names in my discography, well-established Zambian artists who I would like to work with as well. But you will also see a lot of international collaboration, because my vision is to carry the Zambian flag around the world. So I've always had one foot outside of Zambia, because I do house music. I do a style of music that is not popular enough locally. So I'm dependent on the international market for my own growth. So as a result, I do need to collaborate with some big fish, including Adekunle Gold, who has been my biggest collaborator to date. But I do think this year, from what it seems like, and what I've been working on over the last 12 months that I haven't been performing much or touring due to the pandemic, I think this year will probably be my strongest year in my career so far.
Okay, interesting. And I feel like we are heading the right direction, because I've been checking out the feedback. It's amazing. Not just on social media, but also the public out there. I don't know if you know this, but people still vibe to your songs. I've been to places where I found your song playing, and people are still vibing to the songs right there at the end of it right there as well. El Mukuka, we're playing the song for the second time right here on Joy FM. Lost. I feel like this is an amazing song. I'll keep on saying it over and over again. And a remix that you have to your people, or rather youths who are locked on right now. Is there any word of encouragement on how they should celebrate their Youth Day today?
Yes. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and starting with yourself and the whole Joy FM team for supporting my music and supporting Zambian music, supporting local. And then, to all the youth out there, I firstly want to encourage you to enjoy this. There is no excuse to go past the responsible line, with anything, because you just, you turn celebration into destruction or devastation or whatever it is. So it's really important to be responsible, especially now that we are still dealing with a pandemic. It's still out there. We haven't crossed that bridge yet. And I want to encourage people to have faith and be strong. I know the country is going through a very tough time. I'm 28 years old, and I can't think of a more tough time in my lifetime than right now in Zambia. So I want people to have faith that we will get back on our feet. But at the same time, faith without action is useless. We all need to do our parts to get Zambia back on its feet. And the youth is the future. We are the future. And we are the future leaders. We are the future decision makers. We are the future CEOs and entrepreneurs. So it is really up to us and the decisions we make every day when we get up that will affect our lives, that will affect the lives of our loved ones and friends and of Zambia in general. So everything you do is going to eventually amount to something that will either contribute or take away from the development of this country.
Amazing. Thank you very much for a few minutes, El Mukuka. Thank you, means a lot. Looking forward to a day that we're going to be having you in the studio right here on Joy FM.
Absolutely, absolutely, my brother.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. So that's El Mukuka doing amazing work, man. Trust me.